Scream Fortress is kind of fun. It's one of the few times a year where the player numbers rise to around its highest it's been all year. I mean, you get to do fun contracts and get shitty items, along with new hats that are added in the new crates. In 2016, so this Scream Fortress, we kept getting a reskin on this dumb idiot spider case. Now we got a cool pumpkin case which added expensive gay sex. Other cool things Scream Fortress adds is new maps, which are all very unique in their own way. But yeah, boom. I love the fucking noises that they make. Scream Fortress also adds a lot more ways to experience the game, like with holes. Oh, okay, never mind. Is it open yet? No, it's gonna be open soon though. I'm going back in now, I guess. Watch it. It can also be fun to play since it only comes around once a year, and it can be refreshing to play TF2 in basically a completely new way than normal, especially with friends. Oh! I'm trying to fucking you, bitch! But the real reason Scream Fortress is so unique and fun, in my opinion, are the spells. There are 12 different spells in TF2, each being fun in their own way. I was originally going to do a tier list video, but that's boring. Who likes tier list videos? So I'm going to give my thoughts on how cool the spells can be, although some can be very situational, it still doesn't make them bad. The Invisibility Spell is one that doesn't have as much use as the other spells. It's really good for getting out of places if you're stuck with a lot of enemies, and it also heals for 40 health. But you could even use it to just get behind the enemies and kill them. So they do have a sentry, okay. The teleport spell is the spell that I see most people just do not like at all. The only map that it is allowed to spawn on, despite being in the rolling animation for all the maps, is Hell Tower. It heals you for 30 health and it keeps travelling until it hits the surface, so just make sure not to throw it off a cliff or something. It's probably the best spell you can use to get out of trouble around any enemies. Fuck, I'm still alive, okay. The Fireball spell is definitely one of the much stronger spells. It deals 100 damage with no damage fall off, and it travels on a straight line with decent splash damage. It can kill any 125 health classes if you hit them because of the afterburn, and if using a flare gun or any projectile, you would finish it off with an air shot on high health classes because of the spell sends enemies straight upwards. The bat spell is kind of underwhelming. I know that basically everyone loves the bat spell, but I personally dislike it. It does around 40 damage with only 3 seconds of bleeding. It does have quite big splash damage, and it sends them high up in the air, but it's just not that good. The bat spell, for whatever reason, doesn't appear on Carnival of Carnage, but I tried really hard to get a clip, but when this happened I just gave up. The healing spell is definitely the best spell for survivability. It heals a ton of health very fast, and it overcharges you for 1 second, and also pushes back all enemies around you. If you're already on high health, you can use it to get overheal, that is double of what your health is. There isn't really much to say about the spell other than it is a very good spell. The jump spell is absolutely my favourite spell to get whenever I'm playing. Because I made Pyro and used the detonator, flying across the map with a single detonator jump is always really fun. I understand it's very situational and a lot of people really do not like this spell, but I love it a lot. It also healing 25 health with each of the charges that you use for the spell is very good for getting out of certain situations. Pumpkin Bomb spell is one of the most situational spells. The bombs, if not blown up, will stay on the map for 40 seconds. If an enemy shoots one of the bombs, they won't explode at all, but just disappear. It can be used like a normal Pumpkin Bomb spell, but you can place it anywhere, like on the point or the enemy spawn. You could use it to Pumpkin Bomb jump very far because there are much more pumpkins, and it could usually send you further than the normal Pumpkin Bombs. What? No fucking way! Also, I'm gonna throw this Pumpkin Bomb spell down there.
What are you two doing?
There are 5 rare spells too as well, which are all very good. They are usually way harder to get in a match, but you can usually get them if the map has an underworld or some kind of special event. The Monohull Spell is a very good spell for any time. It shoots eyeball rockets that are very fast, just like the actual Monoculus, and deals around 50 damage. The not so good things about the spell is that it has damage fall off, although it's not that bad. And it also is completely stationary, so you could just hide behind a corner and wait for a few seconds before it ends. Skeleton spell is kind of funny. Once you use the spell, you spawn 3 little funny guys who stay out for 30 seconds unless they're destroyed by someone. They also do 30 damage with each hit, and also spawn into many skeletons when the big ones are destroyed. Magic Ball spell can be a very annoying spell because of how good it is. There isn't much to talk about on this spell, but you can just throw it out anyway and it'll be bound to hit somebody once. The Meteor spell is probably one of the most powerful spells in the game because of how huge the radius where the fireballs hit, and each fireball does 100 damage and it stays out for quite a long time. It also causes afterburn and can go through walls. The Mousetrap spell is probably one of my favourite spells because of just how fun it is. It heals you for 100 health when used, you become tiny, you get a big head, massive speed boost, infinite jumps, a ton more knockback, and faster firing speed with faster reloading speed as well. I don't really know how to end videos. Yeah, spells are cool.